There is a silent force within your mind, unseen, unheard, yet shaping every step you take. It can raise you from the dust of failure to the throne of achievement, but only if you learn to control it. Today, you will walk through 10 pillars of mastery, 10 keys that will unlock the wealth of your mind and the riches of your life. Part 1. Desire. Every great achievement begins with a burning desire so strong that nothing, not doubt, not failure, not fear, can put it out. Part 2. Faith. Faith is the unseen bridge between your present and your dreams. Cross it with courage, and the impossible becomes inevitable. Part 3. Autosuggestion. Feed your mind the thoughts you choose, for it will believe them, and your life will follow that belief. Part 4. Specialized knowledge. The world pays most for the man who knows precisely what few others know and applies it with purpose. Part 5. Imagination. Before anything exists in the world, it must first exist in the mind of one who dares to imagine it. Part 6. Organized planning. Dreams die without plans, and plans die without action. Combine them, and destiny is forged. Part 7. Decision. Indecision kills more dreams than failure ever will. Decide quickly, act firmly, and adjust as you go. Part 8. Persistence. When most men quit, persistence keeps going, and that is where victory lives. Part 9. The mastermind. Greatness is never built alone. It is the union of minds working in harmony toward one goal. Part 10. The subconscious mind. Your subconscious never sleeps. It accepts what you give it and builds your life from those materials. Choose them wisely. Before you can claim the world's treasures, you must first claim command over your own mind and fix upon it one definite, unshakable purpose that will endure every storm. No man drifts into greatness. The current of life is strong, and it pulls the aimless toward mediocrity with relentless force. Only those who set their course with a definite major purpose can resist it. This purpose is not a vague wish or a half-formed hope. It is a decision carved deep into the mind that shapes every action and colors every thought. Look at the world's builders. The captain who sailed uncharted waters carried the image of his destination before the keel ever touched the sea. The architect who raised a cathedral saw it clearly in his mind before a single stone was laid. The inventor who gave light to the world lived with that light in his mind long before it reached the eyes of others. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack direction. They rise each day because the clock insists, labor because necessity demands, and retire each night having survived, not advanced. A man without a definite aim is like a ship without a rudder, at the mercy of every wind and tide. But a man with a purpose is the master of his fate. He bends circumstance to his will, finds opportunity where others see obstacles, and presses forward when the timid turn back. Decide what you want with precision. Write it down, speak it aloud. Let it become the filter through which every choice is made. When the storm rises, your purpose will anchor you. When doubt whispers, your conviction will silence it. This decision will cost you. It will demand discipline, sacrifice, and persistence. But the price is nothing compared to the cost of drifting through life, never knowing what could have been. Fix your purpose now, and you have taken the first step on the only path that leads to achievement. From this foundation, all other principles of success will rise. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief is not a gift you wait for. It is a power you forge with deliberate thought. Faith is the alchemy that turns invisible dreams into tangible reality. It is the bridge from the world as it is to the world as it could be. Without it, the finest plans crumble under the weight of doubt. With it, even the most impossible visions find a way to breathe. Faith is not born in the moments when everything is certain. It is born in the moments when nothing is. The average man waits for proof before he believes. He says, "Show me the result, and I will have faith." But the builders of empires, the creators of fortunes, and the pioneers of invention all reverse the process. They believed first so completely, so unshakably, that the world itself had no choice but to arrange in their favor. Faith does not wait for evidence. It creates it. Faith is cultivated by the thoughts you permit to dominate your mind. The mind is like a furnace. It will heat whatever fuel you feed it. Feed it doubt, and it will burn with fear. Feed it faith, and it will radiate confidence. The method is simple, though few will follow it. Fix your mind daily upon your purpose. Speak it aloud with conviction. Picture it with such clarity that it feels already accomplished. Over time, your subconscious will accept it as fact, and when the subconscious accepts a thought, it moves heaven and earth to make it real. But beware, the same process works for fear. If you dwell on failure, if you speak defeat, if you visualize loss, your mind will bring those into being with equal precision. Faith and fear cannot live together. One must banish the other. Choose faith. Guard it as your most precious asset. For when faith joins with a definite purpose, obstacles shrink, delays lose their sting, and the impossible becomes merely the next task to be completed. Part 3. Autosuggestion. Commanding the mind. Your mind is a garden. Every word you speak, every thought you repeat is a seed, and the harvest will come, whether you plant weeds or wheat. Autosuggestion is the deliberate act of planting chosen thoughts into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. This inner mind, silent, tireless, and unquestioning, accepts whatever is repeated with enough conviction. It does not distinguish between truth and falsehood, good or bad, possible or impossible. It simply receives, stores, and works to bring into reality the patterns you impress upon it. Most men allow their mental soil to be claimed by weeds, idle gossip, fearful speculation, and the opinions of those who have achieved nothing. These weeds take root quickly, choking out the seeds of ambition before they can grow. The man who masters autosuggestion becomes the master gardener of his own destiny. He plants his purpose in the form of clear affirmations, vivid mental pictures, and repeated declarations, feeding it daily until the roots run deep and the growth becomes unstoppable. Understand this: your subconscious cannot reject what is repeated with emotion. If you feed it fear, you will find fear reflected in your actions. If you feed it doubt, you will hesitate at every step. But if you feed it a definite purpose, clothed in belief and reinforced by persistence, it will mobilize every resource, seen and unseen, to carry you toward it. Great leaders, inventors, and creators have all used this principle. Edison told himself there was a way to harness electricity into light, and his mind worked tirelessly until the solution appeared. Carnegie fed his mind with visions of steel empires until every decision he made bent toward that goal. They did not wait for inspiration. They manufactured it through deliberate repetition. Control the words you speak about your life. Speak of your goal as if it is already yours. Picture it in the quiet of the morning and again before sleep. Let no day pass without impressing it upon your mind. In time, your actions will align without conscious effort. Your habits will change, and your environment will shape itself to fit the image you have held within. Your life will always move in the direction of your dominant thoughts. Auto-suggestion gives you the power to choose those thoughts, and by choosing them, to choose your future. Part 4. Specialized knowledge, the edge of mastery. The world does not reward the man who knows everything in general. It rewards the man who masters something in particular. Walk through the grandest libraries, and you will see shelves sagging under the weight of human knowledge. History, science, art, philosophy. This is general knowledge, vast, impressive, and almost powerless without direction. A man may memorize the dates of every war, recite the laws of physics, or quote every poet, yet remain broke, unnoticed, and without influence. Wealth, influence, and achievement flow to those who possess knowledge that can be applied toward a definite purpose. This is specialized knowledge, the rare and precise skill, the sharp edge that cuts through the noise of a crowded world. The surgeon commands great fees because years of relentless study have refined his skill until lives depend upon it. The engineer becomes invaluable when his designs solve problems others cannot even define. The craftsman earns loyalty when his work is so distinct that it cannot be confused with another's. Specialized knowledge can be created, borrowed, or bought. If your goal demands expertise you do not yet possess, acquire it. Read the books, attend the lectures, seek the mentorship of those who have mastered the field. If time or ability prevents personal mastery, form alliances with those who already hold the knowledge, uniting your vision with their skill. This is Part 5. Imagination, the workshop of the mind. Everything that exists today, every empire, invention, and fortune, was first a picture in the mind of one man who refused to let it fade. Imagination is not a child's toy. It is the workshop in which every human advancement is forged. Before the airplane, there was the dream of flight. Before the telephone, there was the vision of voices carried across distance. Before every towering enterprise, there was a mind bold enough to design what did not yet exist. There are two forms of imagination, synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination rearranges old ideas into new combinations. It takes existing concepts, methods, or products and improves upon them. Most successful enterprises are built on this form, finding a better way to serve, to sell, to build. Creative imagination is rarer. It reaches into the infinite, pulling forth entirely new concepts, inventions, and visions that have never before touched the human mind. This is the realm of the inspired genius, the inventor ahead of his time, the visionary whose ideas seem impossible until they are not. Imagination alone is not enough. Dreams without action are ghosts. The pictures formed in your mind must be shaped into plans, refined into strategies, and acted upon with persistence. Edison's vision of electric light was useless until it became diagrams, prototypes, and working bulbs. Ford's dream of an affordable automobile meant nothing until factories, assembly lines, and marketing brought it to the masses. You feed the imagination through study, observation, and experience. New knowledge provides fresh material for new combinations. Exposure to different fields, people, and problems stretches the mind, increasing the range of possible solutions. But like any muscle, imagination weakens if left unused. The man who says, I am not creative, has simply let his power atrophy through neglect. Train your mind to ask, what if? Why not? How could this be better? Set aside time to deliberately think without distraction. Surround yourself with stimulating ideas and ambitious people. And most of all, hold your definite purpose at the center of your vision. When imagination is harnessed to a clear aim, it becomes the architect of reality. In the quiet of your mind's workshop, you are both the dreamer and the builder. What you design there, if pursued with faith and action, will one day stand in the world of men. Part 6. Organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. A dream without a plan is a wish. A plan without action is a burden. Only when desire is crystallized into a definite plan, and that plan set into motion, does success take shape. The world is filled with men who had grand visions but no strategy. Their ideas died in the realm of the abstract because they never laid the bricks of action. A burning desire is the fuel, but a precise plan is the engine. Without it, your energy will scatter, your efforts will collide, and time will slip through your fingers. Organized planning begins with clarity, knowing exactly what you want and mapping the steps to reach it. This is not guesswork. Every great enterprise is built on deliberate structure. The empire builder draws blueprints. The general drafts battle strategy. The merchant calculates supply lines and markets. Success is never an accident. It is engineered. Do not fear adjusting your plan. Even the finest blueprints require revision when tested against reality. A failed plan is not a failed purpose. Flexibility is a sign of strength, not weakness. Edison tested over 10,000 designs before the light bulb burned steadily. Each failure was simply another plan eliminated, bringing him closer to the right one. Surround your... Part 7. Decision, the mastery of procrastination. Indecision is the silent killer of dreams. The man who hesitates waits forever, while the man who decides shapes the world to his will. The successful man is quick to reach decisions and slow to abandon them. The unsuccessful man is slow to decide and quick to change his mind. This is no accident. It is the natural law of achievement. Every fortune, invention, and movement was born from the moment a man said, "This shall be," and meant it. Procrastination is the habit of waiting for perfect conditions, which never arrive. The man who waits says, "I'll start when I'm ready," not knowing that readiness is born from action, not the other way around. The field is won by the soldier who advances when the bugle sounds, not the one who lingers to debate. Indecision is fed by fear, fear of criticism, fear of failure, fear of losing comfort. But these fears vanish the instant a definite choice is made and acted upon. The act of deciding clears the fog. It channels energy. It ignites momentum. Decision is the trigger that sets the machinery of the mind in motion. History remembers men of decision. Washington decided to cross the Delaware in the dead of night, against all odds, and altered the fate of a nation. Henry Ford decided that every family could own a car and restructured industry to make it so. They did not wait for unanimous approval. They acted on their convictions. The habit of decision must be trained. Begin with small choices and honor them. Let your word to yourself be as binding as your word to another. Each time you decide quickly and stand by it, you build the muscle of resolve. When greater decisions arise, that muscle will serve you. The masses are swayed by opinion and drift with the tide. Leaders decide and create the current. If you would rise above the crowd, stop seeking permission. Trust your judgment. Accept the risk. act, a definite purpose without the courage to decide, is like a loaded cannon left unfired. It holds power, but accomplishes nothing. The moment you choose and commit, life begins to move in your favor. Part 8, Persistence, the sustained effort that transforms desire into reality. When the world says no, persistence whispers, try again, and that whisper, repeated without end, becomes the roar of victory. Persistence is the direct measure of your belief in your purpose. Men fail not because they lack intelligence or opportunity, but because they surrender too soon. The road to every great achievement is lined with the bones of those who turned back when the summit was just beyond the ridge. The masses stop at the first obstacle. The persistent man sees obstacles as mile markers, proof that he is on the path worth traveling. Every setback strengthens him. Every delay sharpens his focus. Every rejection fuels his determination. He understands that resistance is not a sign to quit, but a signal that the prize is near. Persistence is not blind stubbornness. It is intelligent endurance. It learns from mistakes, adjusts the plan, and advances again. Edison's thousands of failed experiments were not defeats. They were refinements. Lincoln's repeated political losses were not the end. They were training for the presidency. This quality is rare because it demands self-discipline. When enthusiasm fades, when applause stops, when progress is invisible, persistence carries you forward. It is the will to keep striking the stone until it cracks, knowing that each blow, though unseen, weakens the barrier. The source of persistence lies in your desire. A weak desire produces weak persistence. A burning desire makes quitting unthinkable. To strengthen it, remind yourself daily. Part 9, The Mastermind, Multiplying Your Power Through Alliance. No man becomes great alone. The mightiest fortunes and the grandest achievements are the work of many minds, united in purpose. The mastermind principle is the deliberate coordination of knowledge, effort, and energy between two or more people who work in harmony toward a definite aim. This harmony is not mere cooperation. It is the creation of a third, greater mind born from the blending of each participant's talents. In this alliance, ideas grow sharper, resources multiply, and courage increases. Look at history's towering achievements. Henry Ford surrounded himself with engineers, financiers, and marketers whose skills surpassed his own in their fields. Thomas Edison relied on a team of brilliant minds at Menlo Park, each contributing a piece to the puzzle. Andrew Carnegie openly credited his fortune to the power of his mastermind group, declaring that his own abilities were only one element in a vast network of specialized knowledge. The power of the mastermind lies in two truths. First, that no man can possess all knowledge or skill. Second, that the right combination of minds can create results no single mind could imagine. But the key is harmony. A group filled with rivalry, distrust, or hidden agendas will collapse under its own weight. Mutual respect and shared commitment are the cement that hold the structure together. To build your mastermind, choose carefully. Select individuals whose strengths complement your weaknesses, whose values align with your purpose, and whose ambition matches your own. Protect the group's unity as fiercely as you protect your own reputation. In times of doubt, the mastermind supplies faith. In moments of fatigue, it provides energy. In times of uncertainty, it offers insight you would never reach alone. The mastermind is also a shield. It protects you from blind spots, challenges your assumptions, and prevents costly errors. And because it is built upon trust, it becomes a safe place to test ideas before they face the world. When the combined intelligence, resources, and willpower of multiple minds converge upon one purpose, obstacles dissolve, opportunities multiply, and progress accelerates. Alone you may go far. Together you may go farther than you ever dreamed. Part 10. The Subconscious Mind. The Gateway to Infinite Intelligence. Beneath your conscious thought lies a silent force that never sleeps, never tires, and never questions. It accepts what you feed it and shapes your life accordingly. The subconscious mind is the unseen engine of your destiny. It operates day and night, translating the dominating thoughts of your conscious mind into reality through action, habit, and attraction. It is the channel between your finite mind and the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. Through it you draw inspiration, intuition, and the precise circumstances that match your mental state. The subconscious has no sense of humor, no bias, no morality. It does not judge your thoughts. It obeys them. If you repeatedly tell yourself, "I cannot," it will find every reason to prove you right. If you declare, "I will," and reinforce it with faith and emotion, it will bend reality to align with your statement. You are, in truth, the programmer of your own mind. Every fear, every limitation you accept, seeps into the subconscious and grows. Likewise, every affirmation of strength, every vision of success, embeds itself until it becomes part of your identity. What you plant there, deliberately or by neglect, will bear fruit. This is why guarding your mind is the highest form of self-protection. You feed the subconscious through repetition and emotion. Thoughts impressed without feeling fade. Thoughts repeated with conviction become command.